So here we are going to describe the translation in the function, then we're going to graph the function and state its domain and range. So here we have y equals the absolute value of x minus 2 minus 6. And so the first thing that we want to look for is the vertex, the point of this graph. And it might be good to again mention the general formula here would be y equals some value a times x minus h plus k, where this vertex value is going to be h, the point hk. So in ours here, there is no value for a, right? That means it's 1, because 1 times the absolute value of x minus 2 would be the absolute value of x minus 2. The h value, since we have x minus 2, and in our general formula it's x minus h, all that we've done is put a 2 in its place. So we get 2 minus 6, since it's plus k in the actual formula, that means we did subtract 6, so we get the point 2, negative 6. So we can graph that point 2, negative 6. That does technically tell us the whole translation, but we'll come back and do the translation after we have it graphed. After that, typically picking points on either side of that, since this is going to be symmetric, it's going to make a V shape and be symmetric. Typically just picking points on either side will do well. So either picking the value 1 or 3. Right, so picking an x value of 1 or 3. If we picked x equals 3 and we substitute that in, we get y equals the absolute value of 3 minus 2. So we're putting in 3 in x's place, minus 6. 3 minus 2 is 1. So we get the absolute value of 1 minus 6, the absolute value of 1. That's the distance for 1 to 0. And it is 1. Minus 6 is negative 5. So again, we put in 3 for x, and we are getting out negative 5 for y. So that is the point 3, negative 5. And because there is a mirror, this is a symmetry, there's a mirror going on across, we can also pick out the point 1, negative 5. So since we plugged in 3 here, we get a point. That point is 3, negative 5. With symmetry, again, we can find the other point. We might pick at least one more point. Here we might pick x equals 4 or x equals 0. So one more point to the left or right. We'll do 0. Y equals the absolute value of 0 minus 2 minus 6. 0 minus 2 is negative 2, so we get the absolute value of negative 2 minus 6. How far is negative 2 from 0? It is 2. Distances are positive. Minus 6. We get negative 4. So we get the point 0, 0, negative 4. That's 0 along the x-axis. That's left and right. Down 4. And so we get a point there. It mirrors over here. And this is a bit tough for me. Something like that. Right, should be a V shape. Go through the points that we graphed. Now it asks for the translation. So this is from the parent function. The parent function would start at 0, 0. So this gets translated to the right 2. Notice that the x value of the vertex is 2, and it gets translated down 6. Notice that we have a negative 6 for the vertex. Our domain, these are x values that work for the function. This is all real numbers. There are no values that we can plug in for x that we're not going to get a value for. And our range, So notice here, if we come down to the vertex, we don't get values below that line that I just traced. That line is y equals -6, but we can get a value for -6. That's when x is 2. So all of our other values are greater than that. So we get y values greater than or equal to -2.